Let's have a party. Yeah, come on. I invite my friends. And I prepare things to eat and drink. I make the decorations. And I make the parcels. Why don't we also make some masks? And you organise the game. Let's have a European party. Welcome to European Party. Invitation to my friends. Wax card. This is how to make the wax card invitation. First of all, I draw a rectangle onto the white cardboard. Then I cut it out and fold the cut cardboard into two. With the cutter, I cut pieces of wax colours and arrange them on one side of the cardboard. I can choose either warm colours or cold colours. I place everything under a folded newspaper. I then ask an adult to get a hot iron ready for me. Now, when I put the hot iron on top of the newspaper, the pieces of wax melt. I take off the newspaper and, what a fantastic design! If I rub a candle over the card, it will last longer. Then I rub it with a soft cloth. I can glue some spangles onto the cloth. It's come out really well. Look at it more closely. Do you like it? This is how to make the torn card invitation. First of all, I draw a rectangle onto the white cardboard. Then I cut it out and fold the cut cardboard into two. Now I choose some colour illustrations. Then I tear out the shapes that I'm going to use for my invitation card. I'd like to make a seascape. Now I have to stick on the various shapes until I have a complete composition. I can add a few details with my felt tip pens. I have to protect my composition. I take the sellotape and measure what I need. I cut out the rectangle I need. Take off the protective film and stick the sellotape onto the card. I then trim the edges with the scissors. I didn't think it would look so beautiful. Can you see it well? This is how to make the spray card invitation. First of all, I draw a rectangle onto the white cardboard. Then I cut it out and fold the cut cardboard into two. I now take the sheet of white paper and fold it into two. I draw the shapes of small and large hearts, but I only draw half the shape. I cut out the shapes, and when I open them, they are complete hearts because the paper was folded into two. I arrange the hearts on the cardboard. And after I have covered the table with the newspapers, I spray the cardboard with the hearts on top. I gently remove the shapes. There's my card. What a beautiful effect! It looks as if it were printed. And then I immediately start another spray card, just as I want it. This is how to make the concertina card invitation. First of all, I draw a rectangle onto the coloured cardboard. Then I cut it out and fold the cut cardboard into two. Now I take the sheet of white paper and fold it into a concertina shape, just as I do when I make a fan. Now I draw ladies and gentlemen on one half. Because then, when I unfold the paper, they will be holding hands. Now I cut out the ladies and gentlemen. Here are my ladies and gentlemen that I glue onto one side of the card. I have to glue half of the first man near the fold on the cardboard, and the others open out like a concertina. Now I draw a rectangle as big as half my card. I cut out the rectangle of paper. I glue the rectangle of coloured paper onto the other half of the card. Here I'll write the invitation. It's come out really well. What do you think? This is how to make the menu card. I choose a beautiful cake from the pages of the magazines. I cut it out. Now I spray the tray as a base. I glue the cake. I make sure that the edges are glued down well. I get the card announcing my party ready. I choose the coloured paper and cut out a piece. Now I fold it into two. I glue one side of the coloured paper onto the tray. I make sure that the side is glued down well. Light green has a nice effect on top of dark green. I invite my neighbour, who is Dutch. I'd like to receive a similar invitation. And you? This is how to make the puzzle invitation. I create a masterpiece with lots of detail on drawing paper. I put fields, flowers, the sky, and I colour it in. Now I turn the drawing over and divide it up into as many rectangles as there are friends that I want to invite. I cut out the rectangles. Will they understand that it's a puzzle? I give a piece of the puzzle to each of them. If someone receives this little piece, they'll think that the other half of the flowers has gone. Where? I prepare good things to eat and drink. Salty things. This is how to prepare boat rolls. I cut the rolls into half with the knife and use the two halves to make the boat hulls. I take out the curved part of one half of the roll. Now I get the filling ready by mixing the tuna and butter together well. I spread the filling onto the half rolls. Now I cut the sails from the cheese slices. I put a toothpick through the sail and mount the sail onto the hull of the boat. Now I can arrange the boats on the blue napkins, as if they were on the sea. The fleet is about to set sail. This is how to prepare savoury faces. I put a little mayonnaise on the round savouries. I spread the mayonnaise with a knife. Now I make a decorative pattern using all the ingredients I've got. I use rosemary to make the moustache. How nice they are! Will my guests look at the savoury faces, or will they eat them? This is how to prepare butterfly and flower rolls. With the knife, I cut away the crust from the sliced bread. With the biscuit pastry cutters, I cut out the shapes from the sliced bread. I butter the bread butterfly. I cut out the same shape on the cheese slices and on the cooked ham. Now I arrange the decorations on the wings of the butterflies and flowers. The butterflies and flowers are now on the grass of the meadow tray. What if the butterflies fly off the tray? Sweet things. This is how to prepare sweet men. I choose the sweets and arrange them in the shape of a man. Head, body, arms and legs. I staple all the parts together with a stapler. I add some decorations with the coloured ribbon. They look like puppets. I think the sweet men won't be able to keep still at the party. This is how to prepare peaches in the snow. I cut the tinned fruit into little pieces with the spoon and the knife. I fill the glass bowls with the tinned fruit. I put the whipped cream onto the fruit. I put half a peach onto the cream. I put another bit of cream on the peach half. On top of the whipped cream, I put a candied cherry. With the teaspoon, I add a little icing sugar. What I've made must be really good. The cherry will disappear like magic during the party. This is how to prepare funny biscuits. I put a little icing sugar in 2 small paper plates. I add a little water. I mix the water and sugar well together. I add a little colouring. I mix the colouring into the sugar and water and prepare 2 different colours. I now spread the coloured icing onto the biscuits. Now I decorate the biscuits that become funny biscuits. I spread the chocolate spread onto other biscuits. Then I decorate them with the chocolates and the biscuits are transformed into traffic lights. I haven't seen biscuits like these anywhere. During the party, they'll ask me how you make funny biscuits. Drinks. This is how to prepare fizzy cherry. I pour the cherry syrup into the jug containing gassy mineral water. Then I pour pineapple juice into the same jug. I put the jug into the fridge for about half an hour. I pour the drink into glasses. I decorate the glasses. The glasses will look jolly. I can also serve the fizzy cherry at table. This is how to prepare fruit salad to drink. I peel the fruit. I cut the apple, orange and lemon into pieces. I pour everything into the jug. I add the apple juice. I mix it all up with the wooden spoon. Now I pour the fruit salad drink into the glasses. I add a stick of cinnamon to every glass. Let's drink and eat. I'm thirsty and hungry. This is how to prepare lemon nectar. I put 2 cups of water, orange and lemon slices and lemon juice into the jug. I mix everything up with the wooden spoon. I pour the drink into glasses. I put a cinnamon stick and a slice of orange or lemon into every glass. I wouldn't know which to choose. What a lovely cinnamon smell! I decorate the house and the table. Outside the door. This is how to prepare the flying balloon with ladder. I take a balloon and I blow it up. I cut 3 pieces of coloured string of the same length. I tie one end of each of the 3 pieces of string to the basket. I fix the other end of the 3 pieces of string to the balloon using the sellotape. Now I get the ladder ready. I draw a ladder onto the coloured paper. I draw all the rungs. I cut out all around the ladder. With the hand punch, I punch out all the rectangles between one rung and another. With the sellotape, I fix the end of the ladder to the basket. I write a message to my guests on the coloured paper. Write your name on a rectangle, tear it off and put it into the basket. I'll keep your names as a souvenir of my party. This is how to prepare the holiday clock. I take a piece of coloured cardboard and draw a large circle using the cake base. I punch all around the circle with the hand punch. Now I press it out. On the other piece of coloured cardboard, I draw a clock hand and then cut it out with the scissors. Using the round lid, I draw 12 semicircles on the same piece of cardboard. I punch everything I've drawn and press everything out. I glue the small circles onto the big circle to make a clock. I glue the semicircles, one next to each circle. I make a little hole in the clock hand and in the big circle and fix the hand with a paper clip. On the semicircles, I write the months of the year: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I write a message to my guests. Write the day of your birthday and we'll guess your name. I'll hang my birthday clock and a felt-tip pen on the outside of the door to my house. We'll have a lot more parties. This is how to prepare the helicopter with banner. I fold the sheets of coloured paper into two. I cut the sheets of paper. I staple the sheets of paper together on one side so as to make a notebook. I draw a line on the first sheet of paper 2 centimetres from the edge. With the hand punch, I punch all along the line. With the hole punch, I make 2 holes. I pass the coloured thread through the holes and tie it to the helicopter. I'll get a message ready for my guests. Write something nice on one sheet of the banner and then we'll try to guess who wrote it. The party room. Decorations. This is how to prepare chain decorations. I draw strips about 2 centimetres wide and 20 centimetres long on the coloured cardboard. I cut out the strips. I roll up a strip into the form of a ring. With the stapler, I fix the end of the ring. I thread another strip through the ring and staple the end. I go on like that for a bit, changing colours, until the chain is long enough. The party room will be full of coloured chains. This is how to prepare concertina decorations. I measure 2 strips of crepe of the same length and different colours. I cut the 2 strips of crepe paper. I staple the 2 ends of paper. I fold the strip of paper that is underneath over the one above. Then I fold the strip that is under now over the one above. Then I go ahead like that for the entire length of the paper. Now I fold the two strips one over the other for their entire length. I attach the other two ends. I delicately open the decoration and beautiful! This is how to prepare the fringe decoration. I measure two strips of crepe paper of the same length and different colours. I cut the two strips. With the scissors, I make a fringe along the edges of the two strips. With the stapler, I staple two ends of the strips together. I roll the entire lengths of the strips together. While I unroll the two strips, I twist them. My fringe decoration is ready. Mobiles. This is how to prepare windmills. I draw a propeller shape on the sheet of white paper and mark the centre. I cut out the shape. I place the shape on the cardboard. I cut out the shape from the cardboard. I make a small hole in the centre of the cardboard with the hand punch. I draw a square 20 centimetres on each side on the piece of cardboard of another colour. I cut out the square. I mark the diagonals of the square. I measure 2.5 centimetres from the centre. I cut the diagonals along the measured part. I make little holes with the hand punch in the four corners, 2.5 centimetres apart. I place the propeller shape cardboard onto the square and pass the paper clip through the centre. Then I pass the paper clip through the four holes on the square. I close the paper clip. I push the toothpick between the two parts of the paper clip. I really like it. I'm going to make some in various colours. This is how to prepare little animal balloons. I blow up balloons of various sizes. I tie them. I tie the two smallest balloons together. I tie the biggest balloon to the two smallest balloons. I draw the eyes, face and mouth on the rabbit balloon. I stick on paper clips with the sellotape so that they look like a moustache. With the coloured ribbon, I decorate the animal balloons. How nice they are! I'll hang them up one by one in the party room. This is how to prepare savoury hearts of pasta. I pour the flour and salt into a bowl. I mix the flour and salt well. I add 4 spoonfuls of water, mixing well. I add more water, drop by drop, until the mixture becomes smooth and doughy. I roll out the dough with the rolling pin until it is thin. I cut out lots of hearts with the cutter and set them aside to dry on the paper napkins. I make a hole in every heart with a knitting needle so that they can be hung. I colour the hearts when they are completely dry, and I set them aside to dry again. I cut different lengths of green and yellow thread. I pass the thread through the holes in the hearts. I knot the thread in the hearts. I hang the hearts on the hanger. It's come out really well. I'll hang the decoration in the party room. The table. Glasses. This is how to prepare glasses in evening dress. I take the butterflies and paint them with my favourite colours. I cover the butterflies with glitter while the paint is still wet. I leave the butterflies to dry. I put a drop of glue on the glass and glue the butterfly. What a nice glass in evening dress! This is how to prepare animal glasses. I draw the bunny's paws and ears. Now I cut it out. I draw some grass. I cut it out. I fold the sheet of black paper into 2. I draw an eye. When I cut out the bunny's eye, 2 come out because I folded the paper. I fold the sheet of pink paper. I draw the inner part of the ears. I cut out the inner part of the ears. With the hole punch, I prepare lots of flowers to decorate the grass strip. Now I glue all the parts I've prepared. With the felt tip pens, I draw on the bunny's paws and face. I write one of my guests' names. Hello, Bunny. Place marker. This is how to prepare the Gosling place marker. I draw a field on the green cardboard. I cut out the field. I draw the gosling's feet on the yellow cardboard. I cut out the feet. I draw the wings, beak and tail on the orange cardboard. I cut out the wings, beak and tail. I draw and cut out the eyes. With the hole punch, I prepare 2 white discs for the eyes. I glue the yellow napkin around the cardboard cylinder. I fold the part of the napkin that is left over into the cardboard cylinder. I glue all the pieces I've prepared: wings, beak, tail and eyes. I glue the feet onto the field. I glue the gosling onto its feet. I write the invited person's name on the field. I'll give a gosling to every boy and girl that comes to my party. Here you are. This is how to prepare the flower place marker. I draw a rectangle 15 centimetres wide and 2 centimetres high. I cut out the rectangle. I draw the outline of a flower on the coloured cardboard. I cut out the flower. I fold the petals up. I draw and cut out the heart of the flower. I fold the green cardboard into a circle. I staple the circle. I glue the heart onto the flower. I write my guests' names on the green base and decorate the flower heart with felt-tip pens. I glue the flower onto the green base. I can decorate the flowers with the parcel ribbons. Yes, I really like them. The party table will be a large field full of flowers. This is how to prepare the quality cube. I draw a square with 6 centimetre sides that will be the sides of the cube. I leave a border of about 1 centimetre. I cut out the square and also cut out the outer corners of the borders. I fold the outline along the inside lines of the drawing. I glue all the borders on the inside. I make lots of coloured confetti with the hole punch. I glue the confetti onto the cube as decorations. I write the name of each guest with 5 of his or her qualities on each cube. I'm really happy with it. All my guests will be happy because I've discovered their qualities. Placemats. This is how to prepare little boats on a blue sea. I fold the rectangle of coloured paper into two. I fold the left and right-hand corners into the centre and leave a border at the bottom. I fold the borders upwards. I open the triangle and fold it into a square. I fold the free edges and make a smaller triangle. I open the triangle and fold it into a smaller square. I take the two free points between my fingers. I open the points outwards and my boat is ready. I cut some pieces of blue crepe paper. I'm ready to decorate the party table. Off we go. This is how to prepare placemats and coasters. I fold the sheet of coloured paper into two to make a triangle. I repeat the same operation twice more. I cut out the shapes I want on three sides of the triangle with the scissors. I open the sheet and here's the first coaster. In the same way, I make lots more coasters. Now I get the placemat ready by using the cuttings from the coasters that I glue onto the sheet of white paper. I prepare the borders of other placemats in the same way as I did for the coasters. My table's going to look fantastic. Who'd know it was all made of paper? This is how to fold napkins. I make the first fold in the paper napkin. I go on folding as if I were making a fan and stop when I get halfway along the napkin. I fold the napkin into two. I fold the corner, which doesn't already have folds, into a triangle. I let two parts that have folds fall open, like a concertina. Done it! It looks lovely. From behind, it looks like this. From the front, it looks like this. It really looks elegant on the plate. I put the blue napkin in the glass. I cut little pieces of blue ribbon. I make the blue ribbon roll up by running the scissors along them. I put the blue ribbon into the glass with the napkin. This is how to prepare printed placemats. I cut a medium-sized potato into two. I draw a shape onto the smooth part of the potato with a pencil. I cut away the outer parts of the shape I don't need with the cutter. I put some colour onto the stencil I've just made. The coloured stencil already has the shape of a flower. Now I print as many flowers as I want. I finish off my prints with the felt tip pens. It looks like a proper placemat. I choose the colour of the plate to match the placemat. The table. Flowers for the table. This is how to prepare flowers with pasta. I colour the butterflies and leave them to dry. I open up the clips. I get some flower stems made out of coloured wire. I put the stem into the fold in the butterfly and glue it there with the strong glue. I glue a second butterfly at right angles behind the first. I put a little plasticine in the container. I arrange the finished flowers in the container. My table will look like a garden. My guests will not be able to guess the names of these flowers. This is how to prepare flowers with pine cones. I break off a few lamella from the pine cone. I get a few pieces of rounded white plasticine ready. I thread the wire into the pieces of plasticine. I take the lamella one by one, dip them in the glue and insert them into the heart of the flower. Then I let the flower dry. I paint all the flower white and leave it to dry. Now I paint the flower with my favourite colours and leave it to dry. I get some leaves ready with the green plasticine. I fix the leaves to the stalk. When everything is dry, I give the flower a coat of transparent varnish. I put a little green plasticine into the bottom of the container. I arrange the flowers in the container. The flower vase is ready. In this way, the pine cones are transformed into flowers. I make surprises and gifts. I make presents. This is how to prepare jewels with pasta. I paint the pasta with the enamel paints. When the paint is still wet, I dust the pasta with some of the glitter. When the paint is dry, I thread the pasta onto the coloured embroidery thread. At the end, I make 1 or 2 knots. Now I make a pair of earrings. I cut the embroidery thread. I glue 2 butterflies onto the end of the thread, one on each end. What beautiful jewels! The earrings are very original. I'll make a present of earrings to all my friends. This is how to prepare the desktop container. I cover the wooden base with the coloured kitchen paper. I cover the cardboard cylinder with kitchen paper. I make some cuts on the kitchen paper left over. I glue the kitchen paper left over inside the cardboard cylinders. With the hand punch, I make a little hole in the front of the matchboxes. I push a paper clip into the holes. I cut out some brown cardboard strips to be used for the space for letters. I cover the cardboard with kitchen paper. I glue a strip of cardboard onto the letter space so that they stay there better. I glue the matchboxes, one on top of the other. I cover the boxes with another strip of kitchen paper. I glue the space reserved for letters onto the wooden base. I glue the cardboard cylinders. The desktop container is marvellous. This is how to prepare brooches. I make an apple shape with the modelling clay. I make the veins of a leaf with the toothpick. When the modelling clay is still soft, I stick in the safety pin. When the clay is dry, I paint the apple. When the paint is really dry, I cover it with transparent varnish. I pour a few drops of vinyl glue onto the apple. I sprinkle a little glitter and glue on some spangles and little beads. That way you can see the brooches from behind. And they'll be really appreciated gifts. Puppets. This is how to prepare animated socks. I glue black buttons onto green buttons. I cut out the mouth. I cut out the hair. I cut out the fringe for the hair. I make the moustache. And now I glue the eyes onto the sock. I glue the mouth. I glue the hair. And the hat. Here's the animated sock. So, what have you got to say for yourself? This is how to prepare mini finger puppets. I draw some circles using the plastic cylinder. I cut out the circles that will become mini puppets. I make the eyes with the hole punch. Now I glue on the eyes. I draw the other parts of the face with felt tip pens. I cut pieces of black string to be used for the hair. Now I glue on the hair. I attach an elastic band to each puppet so that it can be put around a finger. The elastic band helps the puppet stay on the finger. Here it is, a mini puppet for each finger. Who knows what they're going to say to us? This is how to prepare mini puppets with thimbles. I make little black paper eyes with the hole punch. I make mouths for my mini puppets. I make hair. And anything else that might be useful, such as the crown for the king. That's done. The first mini puppet is ready, and it happens to be the king. I've got as many mini puppets as there are fingers on my hand. We'll put on an interesting play during the party. I make parcels. Parcels. This is how to prepare gift-carrying cars. I draw the car base on the white paper. I cut out the base. I draw the outline of one side of the car. I cut out the outline of one side of the car. I punch out the windows of the car. I copy the base outline onto the blue paper. I cut out the base outline. I make a cut at the corners of the blue base. I fold the four sides of the blue base. I glue the corners of the four sides. I copy the side of the car twice on the blue cardboard. I cut out the two sides. I punch along the lines around the windows. I take the windows out of the car. I draw the doors on the side of the car with a felt tip pen. I stick on the spangles as handles, wheel rims and lights. I glue the two sides of the car onto the blue base. The gift-carrying car is ready for service. This is how to prepare the heart-shaped gift bag. I fold the sheet into two. I draw half a heart. I cut out the completed drawing. I copy the heart shape onto the blue cardboard twice. I cut out the 2 hearts. I put a little glue on the edge, on the inside of the blue hearts. I keep the 2 hearts together with a paper clip until the glue is dry. I cut the 2 pieces of gold thread. I glue on the 2 pieces of gold thread so as to make 2 handles for the bag. I decorate the heart-shaped bag with spangles. Now let's make lots of different coloured bags. This is how to prepare special gift paper to wrap the presents for your friends. I cut the carrot into 2. I dip the carrot into a colour. I'm printing. I can use various colours and various stencils. This gift paper is original. Bows. This is how to prepare butterfly bows to put on the gifts. I fold a piece of coloured paper into a fan. I fold the butterfly shape I get into 2. I decorate the butterfly by gluing on some spangles. I attach a little transparent double-sided adhesive tape under the butterfly bow. I attach the butterfly bow onto the gift pack. The presents made by me will be original. This is how to prepare fan-shaped bows to put on the gifts. I fold a piece of coloured paper into a fan. I then fold the fan. I fix the central part with a piece of transparent double-sided adhesive tape. I fix the fan bow onto the gift pack with a piece of transparent double-sided adhesive tape. My present will be really original. This is how to prepare fan-shaped bows to put on the gifts. I fold a piece of coloured paper into a fan. I then fold the fan. I fix the central part with a piece of transparent double-sided adhesive tape. I fix the fan bow onto the gift pack with a piece of transparent double-sided adhesive tape. My present will be really original. This is how to prepare ring bows to put on the gifts. I cut the cardboard cylinder into 2. I get rings from the open cylinder. I colour in the rings. I make a butterfly with the coloured paper. I glue the butterfly onto a circle. I put a piece of adhesive tape onto the circle. I attach the circle onto the gift pack. What nice parcels! Now I make masks, hats and crowns. Hats. This is how to prepare the magician's hat. I draw a rectangle 60 by 25 centimetres. I cut out the rectangle. I cut out a circle 25 centimetres in diameter. Inside this circle, I cut out another 15 centimetres in diameter. I make little cuts all around the inner circle, 2 centimetres long. I fix the rectangle with strong adhesive tape. I put a little glue on the cut pieces. I stick the brim onto the cylinder. I make some cuts around the circle to act as a base for the hat. I fold the cuts. I glue the bottom of the hat. I draw stars and semicircles onto the gold paper. I cut out the stars and semicircles. I glue the stars and semicircles. I cut a piece of ribbon. I glue the ribbon onto the base of the cylinder. Here's the magician's hat. This is how to prepare the Indian hat. I cut out a strip of ribbed cardboard 50 centimetres long and 5 centimetres wide. I cut out the strip of ribbed cardboard. I draw some feathers on the tissue paper, a bit shorter than the skewers. I cut out the feathers. I glue the feathers onto one side and the other of the skewers. I make fringes along the feathers with the scissors. I colour in the strip of ribbed cardboard just as I like. When the cardboard is dry, I glue the two ends of the strip with strong sellotape. I place the feathers in the grooves of ribbed cardboard. Who's going to get the Indian hat? This is how to prepare the fairy hat. I draw and cut out a square of blue cardboard 50 centimetres square. I fold it into the shape of a cone and fix it with strong adhesive tape. I fix the cone with strong adhesive tape. I cut the base so that you can see it's a cone. I cut out a few stars using the cake bases. I stick on the stars. I glue on as many as I want. I staple a few pieces of blue ribbon onto the tip of the hat. The hat now waits for the fairy to wear it. Crowns. This is how to prepare the king's crown. I mark a strip of gold cardboard 55 centimeters long and 7 centimeters wide. I cut out the strip. I fix the crown with strong sellotape. I mark 2 little strips of gold cardboard 16 centimeters by 1.5. I cut out these strips. I fix the strips to the crown with strong sellotape. After getting another 2 very small strips ready, I staple them together to make 2 rings standing in the form of a cross. I cut out a square of red shiny paper. I line the inside of the crown with red shiny paper, fixing it with the strong sellotape or the stapler. I cut out the paper that's left over. I glue the gift ribbon onto the base of the crown. I glue the beads onto the crown at equal distances. I put a few at each point. I fix the 2 rings in the form of a cross on top of the crown with the stapler. Welcome to the king. This is how to prepare the princess's crown. I draw a strip 55 centimeters long by 7 centimeters wide on the gold cardboard. I cut out the strip of gold cardboard. I draw triangles about 4 centimeters high along the edge of the strip, trying to make them all about the same size. I cut away the outside of the triangles. I fix the crown with strong sellotape. I draw 2 thin strips on the gold cardboard. I cut out the 2 thin strips. I make a cross with the 2 thin strips and fix the ends to the crown. I fix them with very strong sellotape. I draw some circles of shiny coloured paper. I cut out the circles. I glue the circles onto the tip of each triangle. I glue the ribbon around the crown with some spangles. Long live the princess! Masks. This is how to prepare the frog mask. I fold the white paper in half. I draw the outline of the mask. I cut out the outline of the mask, open the sheet and get the complete mask. I copy the outline of the mask onto the green cardboard. I cut out the mask. With the hand punch, I make lots of holes where the eyes are. I take out the part where the eyes are. I draw white circles. I cut out the circles. I draw some black circles that are smaller than the white circles. I cut out the black circles. I glue the white circles. And glue the black circles. I put a few drops of glue onto the mask. I glue on some spangles. I cut out a fairly large piece of elastic. I staple the elastic to the two sides of the mask. Who's going to recognize me? This is how to prepare the rabbit mask. I fold the white sheet into two. I draw the outline of the mask. I cut out the outline of the mask, open the sheet of paper and get the entire mask. I copy the outline of the mask onto the white cardboard. I cut out the mask. With the hand punch, I make little holes in the part where the eyes are. I cut out the part that covers the eyes. I colour the rabbit's ears pink. I put a few drops of glue onto the mask. I sprinkle some glitter onto the glue. I put on a few more drops of glue. I glue on some spangles. I cut a fairly large piece of elastic band. I staple the elastic to the two sides of the mask. Who's going to recognize me? This is how to prepare the cat mask. I fold the white paper into two. I draw the outline of the mask. I cut out the outline of the mask, open the sheet and have the entire mask. I copy the outline of the mask onto black cardboard. I cut out the mask. With the hand punch, I make little holes in the part where the eyes are. I take out the part that covers the eyes. I put a few drops of glue onto the mask. I sprinkle some glitter onto the glue. And I put on some spangles. I cut a fairly large piece of elastic. I staple the elastic to the sides of the mask. Who's going to recognize me? I organise games. Games at home. Chants. This is how to organise the name chant. The children are all sitting in a circle with a leader in the middle. The leader says, "We're having a nice time." Everybody replies together, "A really nice time." The leader says, "It's a party." Everybody replies, "Who's here?" The leader says, "There's the letter T." The children try to guess the name, and the leader gives them another letter of the alphabet until the children guess the name. This is how to organise the European country chant. The children are all sitting in a circle with the leader in the middle. Everybody asks the group leader, "Where are you taking us today?" The group leader mimes a bagpipe player and says, "To Scotland." Everybody says, "So far?" while they mime a bagpipe player. The group leader mimes someone playing a concertina and says, "Well then, let's go to France." Everybody says, "So far?" while they pretend to play the concertina. The game can continue with other countries and other musical instruments. This is how to organise the Goodfellow chant. The children sit in a circle and a leader sits in the middle. The leader shouts out, "For he's or for she's." All the others shout out, "For he's, for she's." The leader shouts out, "A jolly good." All the others shout out, "A jolly good." The leader says, "Fellow," pointing a finger at someone. All the others shout out that boy's or girl's name. Dancing. This is how to organise the balloon tied to your ankle dance. Everybody at the party ties a balloon to their right ankle. Let's have some music. Each person has to try to burst their partner's balloon as they are dancing, but without getting their own balloon burst. The last person with an unburst balloon wins. This is how to organise the uncooked spaghetti in your mouth dance. Every 2 dancers gets 1 piece of uncooked spaghetti. The piece of uncooked spaghetti is kept in their mouths and the music starts. We dance, but careful not to break the spaghetti. The couple that managed to keep the spaghetti unbroken up until the end of the dance wins. This is how to organize the balloon between your heads dance. Each couple has a balloon between their foreheads and the music starts. Watch out, you've got to dance without letting the balloon fall. Society games. This is how to organize the telegraph game. A sheet of paper and a pencil are given to whoever starts the game. The player who starts has the right to choose the word that the group has to guess. The first and last letters of the chosen word are written on the paper. There are two symbols between these two letters, a cross for every consonant and a dash for every vowel. The children then try to guess. Whoever guesses the exact word first wins and can then choose a new word. This is how to organize the rivers, seas, mountains and lakes game. Each player has a piece of paper and a pencil and draws 4 columns on the paper at the top of which the following words are written: rivers, seas, mountains, lakes, or animals, fruit, flowers, things, or other subjects. When everything is ready, the leader starts the game by calling out a letter of the alphabet. At this point, everybody writes in every column the name of the river, lake, mountain, or other subject whose first letter is the one called out. The first person to finish without any mistakes wins, and can then call out another letter of the alphabet. This is how to organize the cordless telephone game. We're all sitting next to each other in a circle, and we decide who's going to start the game. 1 potato, 2 potato. The person selected is the first ring in a chain and chooses the word or phrase that, without letting the others hear, he or she transmits to his or her neighbour. When the second player receives the message, he or she has to, in turn, transmit it in the same way to the next player. The game proceeds in this way up to the last player. The last player then gets up and repeats the message aloud. What a laugh! The message has changed a lot. Not always, though. Open-air games. Race. This is how to organize the race with glasses. We get some paper glasses and fill them almost full of water. We get ready for the race with our glass in one hand. You can't run very fast, but the first one to arrive without spilling any water wins. This is how to organize the three-legged race. Each couple ties one of their legs to that of their partner with some string. Now we're ready for the race. You can't run really fast. Running on three legs makes you laugh a lot. This is how to organize the sack race. Each player gets into a sack and holds it around his or her waist. You can't really run very fast, but the first one to arrive at the finishing line wins. This is how to organize the three-legged race. Each couple ties one of their legs to that of their partner with some string. Now we're ready for the race. You can't run really fast. Running on three legs makes you laugh a lot. This is how to organize the egg and spoon race. Each player has a spoon in his or her mouth with a boiled egg on it. You have to get to the finishing line without letting the egg fall. This is how to organize the treasure hunt. Let's put some numbers onto some cards, such as 1 to 6, in various pairs, enough to give one to each couple. Questions can be about history, geography, or about some person. The cards are ready. They just have to be hidden. We'll hide one under a plant, another in the branches of a tree. The game starts and the twins find a message. And they're happy. It's not enough just to find the message, though. You have to read it. Try to understand it. Oh, we did it! Off we go to look for another message. The treasure will be ours. Blind man's buff. This is how to organize simple blind man's buff. The person selected to start has to have his or her eyes covered with a scarf. We have to cover the blind man's eyes really well. Let's turn him around a bit so that he loses his sense of direction. Now let's race off. Make sure you get out of the blind man's way. Whoever the blind man catches first takes his place. This is how to organize blind man's buff with obstacles. Let's start by choosing the blind man. Let's put some precious objects on the track. A big alarm clock. A big soft duck. A soft elephant in a glass jug. A video cassette. Show the blind man the track and the obstacles. Let the blind man do some trial runs before covering his eyes. Now let's cover his eyes really well. As he's about to start, we'll take the obstacles away. Poor blind man, he's being so careful not to bump into the obstacles. What a laugh! This is how to organize the Beautiful Statues game. The person selected covers his or her eyes and counts up to 20. Then he or she turns quickly around and claps his or her hands. All the other players have to freeze. What beautiful statues! The player who wins is the one who gets first to the place where the boy or girl who counts was.